Well, good day, Tubes. How's she hanging? Pretty good here. Thanks a bazillion for joining me today. We have an issue. We had an issue with the 2032R the other day. A running issue, and I hope it's just something simple as I'm thinking it probably is. But anyhow, long story short, probably going to be a short story long. I was out doing leaves the other day and did a load, full load, brought her up to dump it and dumped it fine. Started driving away, and so I put everything back ready to suck leaves again. Started driving away and it just stalled right out. I'm like, well, that's weird. When I gave it gas, when I gave it throttle. So I'm like, that's odd. So I let it sit, and then it, cranked it and started up again. Okay, that's weird. Never seen that problem before. I think I know what's going on, but yeah, so started up, played with the throttle a bit, seemed fine. Thought, okay, let's drive on. So we went to another load of leaves. And we're going to look in here today too. There's still a full load in there, and I got finished yesterday. I just didn't bother dumping it. But it was right full. I want to see overnight if it's compressed at all. Anyway, so went and did the second load of leaves. Same thing. Dumped the load, backed in, dumped the load, put everything all back together, pulled ahead about 20 feet. Ugh, big puff of smoke too each time. I'm like, oh, I don't know if I like that. Did it twice in a row. Didn't do it the third time, although lots of oil in it. Although I was having issues when I was driving back to where I was working. It would kind of like lose a bit of power. I'm like, what is going on here now? So I brought a fuel filter. This says for the 110, but it's the same for this one, I believe. I hope, because if it's not, I don't have another one. We're going to switch this filter here, and I don't think I've ever changed it. I think that's still the original stock one. So the other day, though, I did fill up my gas pump, diesel pump, filling up here, and the pump down there, I guess the tank was pretty well empty, and it was starting to blow a bit of air, Now there is a big filter on, bigger than that, a big long filter on my fuel pump, my fuel tank pump there, and that's supposed to catch any debris, but I don't know, maybe something got through, and it got through into the tank, and she was acting weird. So hopefully it's just a fuel delivery issue. We're going to fire it up, let it run a few minutes. That even started slower than it did before. Well, that's not good. It's on a fast idle right now because it's cool out here. As you can see, I'm wearing a toque. It's that cold here now. We had a really good frost last night. It's warmed up now, but I let that run a minute or two. Now it's got another separator at the bottom here too. I'm gonna maybe let it run a bit, and maybe take that apart too and see if that's all clean in there. It's a cleanable separator thing in there, and then that's just a paper filter. Whenever we get that filter off, I'd like to cut it open and see how the insides are looking. Hopefully that's the problem, but anyways, not 100% sure. That's my tank, where the fuel comes from. That one's going up to the pump. It's gonna come out of here, I guess. It goes into the separator first, then up into the pump, and down into this thing here. And it comes out into the injection pump. There's two of them, I guess. Going into the injection pump, and then this one is going to a return, I guess. It returns into the tank. So I think we got it all figured out. This, I was wondering if that pump was maybe having a little malfunction. It was sucking the fuel out and then just... I'll wait till she warms up. It should idle down a little bit in a minute here once it warms. What I did notice yesterday, though, which was kind of interesting, it wasn't a hot day. It was kind of a cool day. And my top radiator hose over on this side was warm and stuff, and that's good. And the bottom one was ice cold. It's like it wasn't getting warm enough to even open up the this hose here. I don't want to stick my hand in there because of the fan. This hose here goes to the bottom of the rad. That should be your cool coming back out. And or sorry, let me think now. That might be, yeah. That should be going into the, I guess, whatever. But anyways, that one was cold. So it wasn't even getting hot enough, running at like 2,000 RPM for like an hour. There we go. For like an hour and a half straight, basically, and it didn't warm up enough to open up the thermostat. Which I thought was kind of odd. I just want to shut it off for a sec here. I just want to make sure I can hear this fuel pump running. Yeah, that's all right. It's running. I wondered if it was malfunctioning maybe and like it shut off for a couple seconds and it sucks the fuel out, right? I'm gonna simulate basically what it did here, because we're gonna shut this off here and let her run dry. And don't worry, you don't have to reprime these. That's what that little fuel pump will do for you. That's the idea of that. So we'll maybe throttle up here a little bit. Burn that fuel out of the system here and stuff. Seems like it's running fine there, but sure was weird yesterday. Although I see something I'm not really liking a lot, is my coolant's gone down a whole bunch. So that's not what it did the other day. It just right off. My coolant bottle is down a lot, and that's not such a good thing. Oh, shouldn't have made that much pressure yet. It's got lots in there anyways. Interesting. Well, I guess we'll start with the fuel system here. We'll try to unspin this guy. I'm going to have to get my big wrenchy guy, I think, and unspin it. But that is quite a bit lower than it should be. I just hope it hasn't blown a head gasket or something. I don't think that has. I'm pretty sure it hasn't because, well, keep an eye on the fluid, I guess. On the, if it's getting through, it's burning it up. But I didn't really see any like white smoke coming out. Usually if you got a head gasket blown, you'll see some white smoke. It seemed clean, other than when it stalled, a bunch of blue smoke, which is like, I guess, diesel fuel not getting burnt up, kind of flying out. But let me get you a tripod. We'll put you on a tripod, and we'll start cleaning out this. Pull that guy off, see what's going on inside here. Okay, I got my little strap wrench here. It's not potentially really in the greatest of shape. So that should spin towards me. So, get this guy in here, hopefully, a little tight. I don't generally change these a whole lot because really the settlement thingy there below should get it. Holy smokes! Might have to go get my big vice grip jaw oil filter ripper puller thing. This is probably going to break this strap. Oh yeah, I'm going to need something a little beefier than this thing. So we'll work on, as this other guy here first. This one, I believe, has a little drain. It should drain it all out. Or not. Or it's plugged up. Oh, there's a bit of junk in there. A little bit of stuff come out. A little bit of stuff come out. Not much, but some, yeah. Had to cause some problems. So let's reroute this again in our heads here. So it comes out of the tank into this separator. And then it goes up into the fuel pump. The fuel pump into the other filter here, and then the filter out, one to a return, one into the injection pump. Okay, so now this thing might be, oh, no, not too bad. Sometimes these are fun to get out too, but it's not too bad. Oh yeah, there's a bit of crud in the bottom there. Okay, we'll have to clean all that out. I generally don't take these apart, but a little bit of junk in there too. And this is the same thing that's on the 110. It's like a little separator. We'll clean all that up too though. They run a little bit out of here. It's not coming in too fast there, is it? Mind you, there's no fuel pump on right now. If we still not really fast. Okay. I guess it's just gravity fed there. The pump's got to suck it from the bottom of this thing. So I'm gonna go down and get my bigger tool, and we'll get this big one here off. Okay, I brought my bigger guy, and if not, that thing will get it. I'll end up ruining it, but all right, let's try. Get this in through here. So I've never changed this thing like I was saying, because I run a oh, I can't even grip with this thing. I run a pretty good filter on my pump there, so okay, well, hopefully I'm going the right way. I'm pretty sure I am. We will probably have to go bigger here. These things are good until they get kind of, I don't know, I could probably spray something on it, but oh, it's turning. It's turning. Now, that was a kind of a low flow coming out of here. That should be gravity feed here. I'm wondering if this filter's a little bunged up here, maybe. That's not coming in too fast. Now, mind you, that's not being pumped. So I only had one of these in stock here. Probably should get some more, although, you know, like, this is the first one I've used in ever. I think this is 2014, this little machine, and around there somewhere. Okay, now I'm hoping this new one is just the same as this one. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Looking pretty good there. We'll get this guy dumping out. And yeah, I'd like to, if I can, pull that one apart. Okay, how does this flow now? About the same. Okay. What happens now if we turn the key on? Yeah, it's It's not going to suck anything out of this one. So, okay, we got to clean. The separator here and get it all looking good again. Okay, the sun's in a bit of a weird spot right now, but you can see that goopy stuff down there. There's a little red ring that's got to go back in the bottom. I guess that filter sits on, but there's a bit of goop down in there. It's kind of like worms. It's like slimy worm stuff. That's probably not a good thing. Well, I don't have a new O-ring. I'll have to reuse that over. Got most of that junk in. I'm just going to give her a brake clean spray here. And it's got the worst of her. I'm kind of wondering if it had this worm stuff in it, maybe from, like I say, the fuel tank, a big pump tank, diesel big tank ran out the other day. Maybe I was sucking a bit of junk through it or something. I don't know. But it shouldn't have done that. But I didn't realize it was empty. I'm like, why is this taking so long? I'm like, it's like. Alright, that's pretty good. Got a little bit of stuff on there. And this is supposed to come through those little holes there and then out the bottom. That is working, so okay. What those black marks are. It's on the outside. Maybe the hose rubbing on it or something. It's a little better in there. And this thing is your actual screen. There's a bit of residue on this too, so clean that up. And pardon me, we'll clean this up here too. So bad. Should blow some of this, some air here, I guess. I think this, no, that bottom must be glued in. Oh, that's not bad. That's got the worst of her, I think. This thing's a bit wet still. Probably do this every oil change, but I hadn't really been doing it because it hi Crow, because I put that filter on the big tank and it seemed to be a lot better then. So alright, so that ring's got to go back in the bottom, and that thing's got to go, I think, that way. This has got to go in here. And your drainer there. That's good. And then this. It doesn't really matter if that's a little dirty. That can just go back on the outside there. But I'll clean it anyway, because it would look better. Okay, let's put the separator back together here. That guy's just a little bit in the way. It's the hose holder. That has to fit up in here, I believe. Yeah. Or did that go there? That must have gone there. Okay. Clear as mud. Should be good. Now. Yeah, I guess we got to put a filter on. Okay. Well, that's the new one. And I'm going to steal a little bit of engine oil out of here. Just for the surface of this. And I'm presuming this is all good up here. Looks pretty good. And these type of filters, I don't know why they charge a lot for them. They charge a lot for them. Apply fuel to the surface. Oops, of gasket before screwing on. Well, I used oil, that should be fine. Tighten torque to 20 to 24 Newton meters. 1 turn. Start the engine and check for fuel leakage. Okay, well. Ow! There's a bolt behind there. I'm sure that should be lots. Let's see what happens now. It's going to take a minute to fill her. And I get sprayed all over the face. Oh, I guess if we turn that on, that would have helped too. My bad. Okay, so it's going to fill up this thing first. That must have been just stuff in the line. That's actually a little slower than I probably think it should be. I'm willing to bet we got a pump problem here. Maybe this that should be filling that up a lot faster than that. Yeah, I can't believe I left that off. I am so stupid sometimes. Most times. Okay, I'm not liking how that's not filling up fast enough. Could be something in the tank as well. This thing you showed here, when it starts to get full here. Filling this guy probably now. Yeah, I'm not really liking how fast that filled. I should have gone a little faster than that. I could have worms in the bottom of the tank too, maybe. That might be a fairly big disassembly. I'm going to let that prime up there a minute, and we'll see if she'll start up again. Well, I'm going to see if she'll start up, but I think I want to take off this line off of here and see how it's flowing out of there. But that is interesting how I had this shut off, but it was still dripped, like it's still streaming in. That seems weird, but let's fire it up here and see. That's kind of like what it was doing the other day when it would restart again. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Come on, pump. That's all good, but I want to take this off of here. This guy off of here. I can almost get it with my fingers, but I got to get a pair of pliers. That's an awful short line too. I think they could have left a little bit longer. Had a 90 out here. It would have just fit on a lot nicer, but I want to pull this off and see how the fuel's flowing. Alright, I got a bucket. This will be a uncontrolled fuel flow here. I like these hoses. Ooh. That should be flowing a lot better than that. I don't like that. Okay. I'm going to try here is just blow a bit of air back through the system there and see if it dislodges something in the thing there. It might have something in the tank. Okay, I probably should take the cap off. It's got about not quite half a tank of, well, a little under half a tank of fuel. But this should be flowing more than this. I think it should be anyways. Yeah, that's better. Look at that now. Mmm. Something's going on in my tank, boys. Well, makes me think that I'm going to have to do a lot more disassembly here. And that's what I wasn't really wanting to do today. Yeah, because we got a heck of a lot more flow there. I just want to see if it slows down again here. That seems better. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? Very interesting. Really don't want to pull the tank off to have to clean it out, to be perfectly honest. But that's maybe what we're gonna have to do. Maybe, hopefully, maybe not. Well, I want to see if I can get in there and look in the tank. I probably won't be able to see through the fuel, but see if I can look in the tank here. All right, I'm in the works of pulling the hood off here, just so it makes it easier for me to get in and have a look in that tank, because I just can't get myself in there, I don't think, to see it really good. So we've got 2 bolts already off here. There's one in the center here. I'm gonna have to get a socket for 12 mil. 12 mil. There's 3 bolts that hold this thing in here. I guess this one in the center kind of gets it ready for you to get the, well, mount to the other ones. It's too short of a ratchet socket thingy. Well, I'll have to go down to 1/4 inch, I guess, because I got a long deep socket in the 1/4 inch, not in the 3/8 in this kit. I have to get my other kit out. What the heck? 12's that fit. Do her this way then. What the heck is going on here? That's odd. It's not wanting to come off. Oh, my bad. I didn't even look in that far. It's just it's a welded on nut. I thought it was a... I look at here, it's shiny, so I'm thinking it's a, you know, I thought it was an actual nut there, but it's not. It's a bolt. I'm getting this lined up here again. There was some wiring I had to take out for the headlights. Okay, that's heavier than I'm expecting. A lot heavier than I was expecting. Okay, she's off. Whew. Well, that might be fun getting that lined up again. Bit of dusties. And let's have a look in this tank here now and see. I don't know if we're going to see anything here really. Doubt we'll see anything here. Well, no, not really. Okay, so now what do we do? Now what do we do? What's it saying that we have for level? We're down, oh, just above a 1/4 tank. So it'll be down in about here somewhere. About a 1/4 tank. So I want to try to get this thing cleaned out of here or something. before I kind of put her back together. Boy, oh boy, there's a lot of bolts holding that thing in there too, though. Which means I'd probably, oh boy. I'd probably have to get this back cover off too. That means steering wheel off. Oh boy. I don't have a steering wheel puller, so that's not good. I know this thing just unclips. And there's a big nut in there, but that's going to be holding that thing on. And that's got a screw. And these would just come out, be wires onto them. This thing would have to come off for the throttle. Oh boy. And then I don't know, I guess this just kind of clips in the back here. Couple little bolts in there, sneaked in right there. There's one there and one on this side, yeah. And there's that little rubber cover. Holy smokes. Then we could get that out. Well, what is that? That's probably the throttle cable or something. What's that going to? Temperature. It's going up here. Down, yeah, down the temperature thing, I think. Or something. Anyways. Oh boy. It's a lot of disassembly. I just don't know if I can get the steering wheel off. It might not come off too nice there. Fun stuff. It might just come right off because it's plastic. Might just pull right off maybe too, I don't know.